What's up guys, this is the Centrepreneur here today with a new video. Today I wanted to do another fun little video for you guys. If you don't know, today is Thanksgiving in Canada, Canadian Thanksgiving. So I actually just finished my dinner and I thought I'd record this little video for you guys. If you haven't guessed from the title, this is going to be 5 fragrances that remind me of Thanksgiving. This is not 5 fragrances that I'm thankful for, although that will probably come out at American Thanksgiving, but this is 5 fragrances that really remind me of Thanksgiving and the holidays, the colder holidays in particular. So guys, like I said, these each have their reasons. I'll explain each of them. I think I've reviewed 4 of the 5. Also guys, this isn't in any particular order. They're all good. They all remind me of Thanksgiving in one way or another. So without further ado, we're gonna jump into the list right here with the first one. This is from Burberry and it's London. So this is probably the most obvious one that you thought I might mention here for this video. Burberry London, damp tobacco leaves on the ground. Real good, really good. For whatever reason, this reminds me of the colder holidays, Christmas as well. Very much Christmas and Thanksgiving scent. After then, not so much, but there's just something about this in the leading up to winter, I guess you could say. And honestly, it's got like this Christmas tree kind of vibe, but at the same time, I think it fits very well at Thanksgiving. It's a very cheap fragrance, but the quality is there. This just the holidays in a bottle. So I had to put it on this little list here. So that's Burberry London, guys. So I figured I'd follow up the cheapest fragrance on this list with the most expensive on this list. This is a niche fragrance from one of my favorite brands, from Parfums de Marly. This is Oajan. So when you think Thanksgiving, you probably think pumpkin pie, not apple pie, which is what this smells like. But I'm yet to find a pumpkin pie smell, so apple pie was the next best thing I could think of. I have had apple pie at Thanksgiving. Apple pie tastes good any time of the year if you're asking me. Oajan is just that sweet cinnamon, honey, thick apple pie that lasts you pretty well all day. And really just an amazing fragrance. Completely trumps Hermes Ambre Narguilé in my opinion. Although it is expensive, completely worth the money, like a lot of the Parfums de Marly's. Anyway, that's Oajan. Next up, we've got the most generic fragrance on this list. This is one that you all know. This is one that I've heard has been reformulated, made me tear up a little bit. From Chanel, it is Bleu de Chanel. So why does Bleu de Chanel make this little Thanksgiving list? Well, it's one reason and one reason alone. Really, at any family holiday where you've got a lot of people, a lot of guys in a room, I dare you to smell them, or at least a couple years ago, because minimum 25% of the people at a table would smell like Bleu de Chanel. This is that popular, or at least it was at the time. This is incense, grapefruit, very kind of generic cologne-y smell, but it's hard not to like. It's a big bestseller, amazing juice. But a lot of guys wore it, and for me, whenever I think of Bleu de Chanel, I just think of, you know, an event with my family, because frankly, a lot of dudes I know wear this stuff. So anyway, Bleu de Chanel makes this list because every guy wears it, basically. So Bleu de Chanel. Next up, we've got the only other niche on this little top 5, little 5 list thing. These are in no order, like I said. This is another delicious smelling niche fragrance, a much cheaper niche fragrance than Oajan. This is from Shea & Bleu and it's Salt Caramel. So Salt Caramel, just a delicious, sweet and salty caramel. That's all it is, really. Just great caramel, awesome salt. Why does this make the list? Frankly, because it's among the most delicious fragrances I own, and to me, the perfect time to wear this particular gourmand is fall. Something about this juice, it just screams fall to me. A little bit spring and winter, but especially fall. Something about the leaves turning and the weather getting a little colder really just strikes me as salt caramel weather. So that combined with its amazing deliciousness factor and the amazing deliciousness of Thanksgiving food, even though there's not really salty caramel dessert we associate with Thanksgiving, I had to include, in my opinion, the most delicious fall-specific gourmand I've ever smelled, and that's Salt Caramel. So the last fragrance I wanted to bring to you today, this one is my fall signature scent. I'm going to tell you why in a second if you don't know. It's from Hermes, and it's Terre de Hermes. This is the Eau de Toilette. For me, the big difference between this one and the EDP is the EDP is more rich and it performs better, but really, as far as being more rich and more dense, I actually like the lightness from the EDT a little more. So that's why I own the EDT basically, guys. Anyway, this one reminds me of Thanksgiving just because really Canadian Thanksgiving in particular, where it's not terribly cold yet. It's not as close to winter as American Thanksgiving is, so it's not freezing cold yet, but it has got a little chill to the air. There's something about Terre de Hermes in the daylight on one of those kind of chill, crisp days. Well, the sun is shining, you're out adventuring, you're hanging out with your family, whatever. Something about Terre de Hermes just makes those days absolutely magical to wear this juice, and for that reason I had to include Terre on this list. It's my fall signature scent, it's my Thanksgiving signature scent. Any list involving fall is probably going to have Terre de Hermes, for me anyway. It's that good in my opinion. Eau Très Fraîche, good. EDP, also really good. You're fine with any of them. I prefer the Eau de Toilette, however. Terre de Hermes is the final fragrance I'm going to mention today. But that's been my little list of 5 fragrances that really remind me of Thanksgiving, in particular Canadian Thanksgiving. Just because Terre, I don't really associate Terre with colder days. But for us in early October, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. These 5, all bangers. These 5 all have a hilarious connection to Thanksgiving, guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little fun video I did. So, guys, let me know down in the comments, what did you think of my little list here? What would you add? What would you subtract? Do you know any good pumpkin pie scents? I don't. Maybe some feminine ones to check out. I have no idea. This is what I associate with Thanksgiving. What do you associate with Thanksgiving? Americans, whatever, other people from other places, doesn't matter. Jump in. What do you associate with your Thanksgiving? It doesn't have to be all about the Canadian stuff. Like I said, there will be another video out for American Thanksgiving for sure. Probably fragrances I'm thankful for. Anyway, guys, this has been the Scentrepreneur. If you enjoyed this video, you had a fun time watching it, and you just had a huge dinner like me, and you haven't done so already, I would encourage you to subscribe down below. There's new content coming out all the time. There's fun videos like this. There are regular top lists. There are first impressions, reviews. I just did my first ranty, adventure-y kind of video. The works, everything is coming. Also, if you had fun with this particular video and you love pumpkin pie as much as I do, please toss me a big thumbs up down below. That would be amazing. Also, if seeing more of me and more of my adventures appeals to you, I would encourage you to add me on Snapchat. My name is in the description. Guys, I hope, regardless of when your Thanksgiving is, I hope you get a good chance to enjoy it and eat some awesome food. I hope you're having a wicked day, and I hope to see you in the next video, guys. Have an awesome one.